Looks like we are live. If you are joining or if you joined, can you let me know if you are able to see me and hear me properly? Let's wait for 2 more minutes. It's still 2 3 minutes for 9 o'clock. So if you are joining via YouTube or Facebook, just give me a thumbs up or say something that you are here and you can see my screen. Maybe you're going to hear me. Hi, Jayanti. Thanks for letting me know that you are here. Um, are you able to hear me? Yes, or Jayanti? Can you let me know if you are able to hear me properly? Also, let me know whoever has joined. Please let me know from where you are logging in or from where you are joining this chat. Oh, okay. Thanks. Let's spend a few more minutes. That's my mother, by the way. She joined. Thanks for joining. Hi, Kiran. Also, let me know from where you are joining so that I get to know because I have students all over the place. So it's always good to know from where you are joining. And also, if you can let me know, I'm fine, yes, and hope you are fine also. Okay, Kiran, you are joining me from Goa. Wow. And yes, where are you joining from? Oh, Danu from Hyderabad. Welcome, Danu. Good to see you here. Okay, I'll wait 1 more minute for others to join. Camera shakes a bit when I. Okay, Shraddha from Mumbai, welcome to this announcement. And let's wait for one more minute and then let's get started with the announcement. Okay, I'm waiting. Yeah, yes. Hi, Phyllis from Maryland. Yeah, hi, Phyllis. Nice to see you here. Phyllis is, by the way, a member in the Art Insider membership. about which I'm going to tell you. And so now it's not no more a secret. Okay, let's start with this session. So, if you since you've come here, you already know my name, Mandar Marathe. I've I teach various courses. I teach drawing, painting, and art-related things. And over many years now, I've been creating online content in terms of courses and live workshops online, as well as face-to-face workshops in my studio as well as many other places. So there has been continuous requests from many uh, students from who took my workshops, who took my courses, who also who attended my courses face to face. That many of them wanted to learn art on an ongoing basis. So it's not like a short workshop or a course which they do, because in course it's more of an one-way traffic in the sense I made the course. And hi Pratmesh, thanks for joining in. And I know you're joining from Goa. So Pratmesh is my college friend, and we spent 6 years together. Yes, and so what I was telling is these students from various programs which I conducted, the common thing was they wanted something ongoing where they can practice art, get feedback, and improve on them on the things which they've learned. So I'm sharing something which is in the making. Shraddha, I am located in Pune, and I have my studio in Pune, in Kothurud, if you know Pune areas a bit. So what I was saying is that so I was always on a lookout for something which I can offer to my students so that they can make uh, progress on in a structured way and in a very nice way which gives them, because there are people in different people have different needs. Some people, most of my students by the way are working people, and they are very short on time, so either they prefer courses or they prefer 1 week workshops which I generally conduct. But then there is a huge population of my students who also want to learn on an ongoing basis. Maybe it's on a weekend, but then it has to be, it need not, or it should not be piecemeal that we learn something now, maybe something more 2 months later, and then by the time they've forgotten what they learned in the earlier workshop, and so it was not kind of adding up. So they wanted, there are few people who do and who practice on their own, but it's always good to have feedback and learn in that way. So there was always a need to make a program or a ongoing thing which helps people in doing that in a structured manner. Because to tell you briefly about me, though I've been drawing and painting and creating art ever since I was in primary school or even before that. Uh, when it was time to choose art as or time to choose a career after 12th, art never featured as it was there, but it did not appear high in the preferences because at that time at least art was not seen as a viable profession. Okay, things have changed a lot since then. But then I couldn't go to any art college. But then art has been there with me all along. So all these 16 years, all through the college, school, college, and 16 years of career in various companies, I was doing art as a weekend activity, and I had that in my mind that someday I'll become a full-time artist and live an artist. life. And that prompted me to, of course, it needs many other factors falling in place, and I don't recommend uh, people who are in jobs to give up their job and start art as a full-time career because it is challenging. But somehow things worked out for me. I also got support from my family, and then I quit my job and decided to become a full-time artist. But that was uh, after 16 years of working in the job. So generally or typically people have uh, the need of having a house and having uh, at least a minimum amount of income to support their family. So by the time I had quit my job, I had my at least a flat where I stay now uh, out of the loan. The loan was paid off, and then my wife agreed that she would take care of the household expenses, and then I was free to venture out as a full-time artist. That was 10 years ago. And then, this is not a scenario for everybody, so I don't recommend that people should quit their job. But I also believe that it's not necessary that you have to go to art school to make art or become an artist. I mean, I know many people or many artists who are having a full-time job, and in spite of that, they make art and also sell their art, and they do things like this. So it's not impossible, and there are people who did not go to art college, but still they can earn a decent income from making art and selling art and teaching art to students. So I uh, I when after I left my IT career, I took art much more seriously than I do because I had the time. I took a lot of interest and spent countless hours studying and honing my skills. And slowly I started teaching, and then I made online courses. And now I have about 20,000 students who have taken my courses, and my paintings are in 9, 10 countries. And that's what was possible for me. But it went through many ups and downs, and I had to learn the hard way because when I started learning art, there was no YouTube, or there was basically online learning was not so commonplace. Even though online videos had started coming, artists were not putting their content online, and then it was it's a tough thing. And you also need somebody to guide you, that if you are progressing on the right path, or you need to tweak certain things, what are your weak areas and where you need to focus, and so on. I mean, this is for becoming there are two paths generally people take. uh, I have many students who want to make art as their full-time profession, and these people include people from art colleges. I've taught art students also who are learning in art colleges, because we all know what's the status of art colleges as of now, and it's been the status for quite some time now, and what they learn is quite well known. And then so these are people who want to be professionals. There are people who are interior designers. There are people who are architects and want to incorporate art in their work. Plus, there are people who are hobby artists. I mean, they don't have, at least right now, the intention of taking up art as a full time career, but then they want to be able to make landscape, make paintings, and feel good, basically, and also give it as a gift for their friends and family and so on. And right now, they are at a certain stage where they don't see that possibility of selling their work. But as they progress and as they make practice in art, they will be able to sell art because unlike many professions like a doctor and a lawyer, where you need a certificate or a license to practice your stuff. Uh, you can't go to a doctor who is not certified or who is not given license by the government. Unlike that, art is something which nobody needs to give you license to call yourself artist and to make art and even to sell art. Okay, there are many even if you look at right now, there are many successful artists who never went to art school. I mean, so it's not a requirement. So what I tell all these colleagues, ex-colleagues of mine, or even people whom I meet in everyday life, who are into different professions but have that fire in them to create some art on their own. That what if you could not go to art school, or you cannot take the full art education which is outlined by colleges and so on. You can learn art outside of that structure and still make art. And that's how I try to teach people and try to promote people and make them see the possibility of becoming an artist. And that's why I have built this program, and I'm now going to show a presentation where I'm going to list down what things I'm going to announce. So, Gayatri, good evening. Shraddha, I told you, yes, I am from Pune. And okay, so let me share the presentation so that it gives you. It's not a corporate presentation where it's filled with so many graphs and things like that. But I thought it's better to put things in a place so that I can share it and then I don't miss out on anything. So I call the membership as the Art Insider membership because generally people who do not take art education, formal art education, are considered outsiders by these artists, okay, who are into the formal art structure. And getting into that art arena, or so to say, for lack of a better word, you need not have that certificate. And that's why when you become an artist, you are already an art insider. Because with that confidence that you can make art, you start calling yourself an artist, and then people start calling you an artist. I mean, it's always uh, you who starts first. That you say that you are an artist, and then people say or agree, and then see your work and get convinced that you are an artist. Okay, so what I'm doing is the membership which I have is called Art Insider membership, and I told you just the reason for that name. So I used to get, as I mentioned, I used to get many requests on developing something which is an ongoing way of learning. Of course, workshops and courses have their own place, and they serve a particular type of audience. But then the people who want to make or faster or keep on learning new things, they need something which is an ongoing thing. Then I conducted, as I told you, I have many online students, and whenever a student joins my free course or any other paid course, I survey them and then try to find out where they are in their artistic journey, what are their mediums of preference, and so on, and what is their what way of learning they prefer, whether they want a crash course kind of a thing or they want to learn on an ongoing manner. And then there are interesting things which came out. Watercolor and gouache are the most popular mediums, and it's obvious because acrylics is the next. That's because uh, watercolor and gouache are most convenient to work with. I mean, gouache is an opaque form of watercolor. Not many people know gouache as a different medium, but you can use watercolors, the same watercolors which you use for transparent work. and in an opaque manner and get the effects which you get in oil and acrylics. So it's a win-win situation in terms of convenience and the effects you can get. So these are the two most common mediums which people use and want to learn. And landscape is by far the most prominent genre, however you can pronounce it. Uh, the landscape is the main topic which people want to learn. And of course, they need a path for learning because there is a lot of content available for free on the internet. You just go to type painting in YouTube and you get thousands and thousands of videos. But real progress needs a path, and it needs guidance, and it needs a sequence. I mean, you just can't go to YouTube and search videos and then work on one artist video one day, other artist video on the other day, and uh, expect to get something or improve your skills and uh, develop you as yourself as an artist. That doesn't happen. Otherwise, many people would have become artists already. So they need a path, they need a follow up on that, they need feedback on that, and so on. So there are many. So these were the findings from that survey. That the survey has about 20 questions, but major and another one which I didn't put here is that I also asked what is your ideal way of learning, and the most prominent one which got the most votes is the one in which they want to learn periodically. Every week they want to learn something and practice. So that is what is the background which prompted making or creation of this Art Insider membership. And it's not that I've launched it just now. It has been in the making because the courses which I have been creating over many years now are also part of that, but they are delivered in such a way that it becomes easier for people to digest. Otherwise, it would have been like you are given entry to a library, and then you are free to pick up any book and start studying. But that doesn't help. I've seen over the period of time that when you give certain fixed steps to people, they tend to learn the fastest, and that learning sticks with them. It's not that they learn now and next week it's already gone, because they are also practicing during that period so that it becomes their second nature. So this membership has been there since, I guess, 3, 4, 5 months, and but it's in beta. It was not launched to general public. So only who knew about my work, maybe I sent them an email and then said, "This is the membership I'm building, and would you like to join?" And so on. So there are a few members in already, but now I feel the membership is ready to accept more people, and so that I can serve more number of people in their artistic journey towards success, and that's why I'm opening it up for general students, or open to all basically. And but before that, it will be opened. The gates to that will be opened on I think 21st. So from 21st to 25th, the cart will be open, in the sense you can register uh, for that membership, uh, depending on which year you want to join in. But before that, I'm going to do a webinar series of from 16 to 26 over the 10, 11 days period, in which I'll be talking about various aspects or various skills which you need to learn to become a successful landscape artist. Okay, and these are the skills which are required, and they need to be backed up by practice also. So I'll be talking mainly on those areas. I'll be highlighting why. So this series will give you information about what you need to work on, and those who want to go deeper into that can then join the membership from 21st onwards till 26th. So there are it also has an artist success path. So it's easier for to students to see where they are right now in terms of skill level and where they want to progress and what are the steps ahead. So they just want to need to know what are the steps they need to take right now so that they can progress to the next step and next step and next step. And as I always tell my students, art is a journey, but uh, it's not something that you get certified and then art is, I mean, it's done. Uh, Art is like farming and not like hunting. For farming, the farmer has to go to the farm every day and water the crop and take care of the crop and so on. Whereas a hunter, just whenever he's hungry, he just goes to the jungle. He used to. Nowadays, there are no hunters with that, but he used to go to the jungle, kill an animal, and then bring it home and eat it. So that's not the way art works. It needs practice. If you stop practicing for 2, 3, 4, 5 days, you will, and then come back to it, you will realize that your skill level has gone down. So it needs continuous practice, and that practice has to be in a particular direction. You can't practice this way one day, this way one day, and other in other direction one day. So all this is included in that membership. It is guided by me and my team, and then you can whoever wants to join can join and see their progress happening. And so there are tiers in this art inside a membership. It's not that one size fits all. So there are multiple tiers at multiple which offer multiple features as well as they have different uh, price points because not everybody can invest that much amount of money. I've kept it kept one self-starter tier which is super affordable. Then there is tutor and then there is coach level training which you get. So there are things which are available for every kind of a need, depending on what how much they want to invest in themselves and so on. And it also comes with a community feature wherein students learn and then they can share their work in that private group, uh, in a private Facebook community where they learn from each other, they inspire each other, and so on. So it's all it's a well thought of program, and I hope there'll be people interested in it. And the skills webinar series which I'm doing is the first thing which uh, you or your friends, whoever wants to, if you can pass on this message to them, if they are interested in art, they should join this because this webinar series at least is completely free. There is no fee for that. And if at all they want to join, they can join later on, or even if they don't join, they'll get a lot of information which they can use uh, in their artistic growth. So what so I've given you an idea of what I have created and the series of webinars which I'm doing. And now I want you to sign up for the waitlist. And I'll also, yeah, I forgot to mention that I'll be answering your questions about art in general, and more specifically about landscape painting. Uh, this membership is focused mainly on landscape because that's the thing which most of my students need. But it's not to say that uh, we won't be painting a few other things like botanical things, fruits, and still life, and so on. So there is because that's also needed for getting good practice in handling materials, implementing your skills, and so on. So I will be answering your questions about whatever hard questions you have. Uh, so please send me those. And during all these 16 to 26 webinars, I will be answering these questions. and I hope you send me the questions. Also, attend live so that you can even if you can also ask questions live directly on Facebook or YouTube wherever you want to watch this program. And if you send these questions to me in advance, I'll be able to prepare answers, and give them back to you during the live sessions. Also, I'll be posting the recordings of all these webinars online in the same place where you watch it, so that if you miss one day, you can come back and watch it. And I might include few exercises or things which we will do together during this session, so that you will see how things work, what's my teaching style, and how you can do some nice things in a short period of time. So watch out for my posts in YouTube and mainly Facebook, and also emails. If you register, you will get information about this, what's coming up in the next days uh, webinar, so that you can prepare for it. If you need to gather some art materials, you can do that, and do some live art with me. So, as far as the information which I wanted to share with you is done, I'll tell you where you can post these questions. I'll post them in the comment, so that you can go to this and post your questions. Hi, Sarvottam. Rotam is also a friend of mine, Mansi Devdikar. Thanks for joining. Gayatri, yes, people who are already members also need to register. Yes, Gayatri is a member of the membership already, and you need to register, because that will put you in a list wherein I'll be sharing a few things what we do during the webinar series. So of course you are inside the membership, so you are already interacting and getting the benefit. But you will also learn something you might learn new. So you should register. Ravi Chadha is asking, is the membership for beginners? Yes, I mean the membership is designed for beginners and intermediate level artists. So it's not necessary that you have to have previous knowledge or experience of art making to join and get benefited from this program. So you should join. It's for beginners. The way it works is that we work on different areas, different skills. There are recorded videos which you get. There are weekly videos which you get, and you can also take part in the live. I'm talking about inside the membership. What happens? So you can register, and you can join the weekly live sessions. And there is also a tier in which if you want to get one-to-one feedback and training and specific guidance for uh, what you should work on and so on, then that also is covered in the third tier, which is the coach tier. So there is one which comes with all these videos, but which doesn't have the live interactive part, which is called the self starter level, then or the plan, and then there is one which is called art tutor, in which you get all this what you get in previous plan, plus you get weekly sessions with me and other artists who participate, and then you learn on the fly, or live basically. And we do a lot of fun things to learn art. And the third one is the coach level, in which you also get one is to one coaching, basically once a month, to guide you specifically on your journey. So this time is not shared with anybody else, and that's the benefit of that plan. So yes, to answer your question, Ravi Chadda, this membership is for beginners also. But it's like I would also want to stress that it's not only for beginners. uh, consider it like a yoga class. Okay, the yoga teacher is teaching, and there are uh, people participating in that class who are at different levels, and uh, at different levels. But when the yoga teacher teaches a pose, all the students do it, no matter what level they are at, and all of them get some benefit. I mean, the experienced person might be concentrating more on how to fine tune the pose so that they get the best benefit, whereas the beginner might be struggling and trying to achieve the basic things which that asana or pose has. So everybody benefits depending on their level, and because art is something like you have to keep on working on multiple skills and keep honing them. It's not like a formula that you by heart and you have mastered it. You have to practice around that, and you have to. Every painting is different, so you have to, because there are so many parameters which you have to look at, that you need to practice and you need to get the guidance so that you're doing the same thing. It's not like one, two, three, four steps, and for every painting you follow those, and you get a nice painting. So the practice is also required, which is what happens in the membership. And so people at different levels get different benefits from that because they practice differently. They are already at a different level. But yes, it's all the membership is for beginners as well as for intermediate level artists. So, are there any questions? So, what I want you to do is just go to this link which I've just shared and register yourself and send me your questions. They can be about uh, material, about skill, about anything which you need to get answered. And you can also ask questions live whenever we do these sessions. And I might also, I don't know who this is. Okay. Uh, yeah, I might go in and do few more live sessions like this even before 16th, but I'm not yet finalized the dates. Might do it, might not do it. So just keep an eye on the announcement which I make on Facebook. Also, if you register for the waitlist and submit your questions, then I'll be able to send you the next live timing before 16. Of course, from 16 onwards, it's going to be at 9 o'clock every night, 9 p.m. IST. So that's what is I wanted to share about today. And if you have any questions, if anybody has any questions about this, please let me know, or let me see if I have question which I have already received. Let me check, because I have opened up this question list today morning itself. I don't know if I have received any in that. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, please post them inside the chat so that I can answer. Yeah, and there's one question which I got. Is it about, because I mentioned the mediums? Yeah, is this only for watercolor and wash? Is the question somebody is asking. So it's not like that. The watercolor and wash is the medium which we most commonly use. That's because it's easy to demonstrate for me, and most of the people who are in this membership are watercolor painters and wash painters, and that's because it's convenient for learning. It's the best medium because you can uh, close the sketchbook, close the palette and just keep it in your drawer and you're done. With oil and with acrylics, there is a lot of cleaning up to be done. You need to take care of the materials in a different way. You need to take care of the painting which you do in a different way, and so on. But this is not to say that the membership doesn't have any videos or instructions on oil painting or acrylic painting. There are videos which are released frequently, which are about how to paint in oils, how to paint in acrylics, and so on. And then also on topics such as I mentioned, flowers, fruits, still life, and so on. So there is a variety of things. Only thing is that the focus is on landscape and focus is on watercolor and gouache, which is opaque watercolor as the medium for it, because that's the easiest way for me to teach and for beginners and intermediate level to try out things and do the learning part. Okay, so that's why it's designed like that. But you do get instruction on oil painting also. So that's it. I'll keep on answering questions during these lives. So keep them coming. And as I said, I've already posted the link. Let me post it once more so that if you missed it, you can get it again and you can start posting your questions here. And that's all what I had to share today. And so I hope I'll see you around in all these lives. You will do some art activities also together and learn about the steps. So unless there are any questions coming from you, I'm going to end this stream. So bye and see you next time in the next video. Happy painting, as we always say. Yes, Gayatri, the link is for registration and it's the same link which takes you to that. The form is on the membership page and you can also put in your question there. So the moment you put the question there and your email address and name, you will be registered so that you keep getting the information in email about these sessions as well as you get to ask your questions and get them on. I hope that answers your question, Gayatri. Okay, so that's it for today. I'll not keep you waiting for any more time. Thank you for joining, and from wherever you are joining, good night, and see you next time in the next video.